Welcome to the Ebb and Glow podcast. I'm your host, Jenelle Tremblett, and I'm a firm believer that even when life doesn't go as planned, it is taking you exactly where you're meant to be. On this podcast, I'm here to help you finally release control of what you think you want and begin to just trust in the ebbs and flows of life. Each week, I will show you how to build that positive mindset, radiate with self-confidence, and cultivate an unshakable resilience. Let me prove to you that even when life ebbs, you will glow. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Ebb and Glow podcast. I'm your host, Jenelle Tremblett, and today's episode is a special one. As you can see from the title, today's episode is all about 28 life lessons that I've learned during the age of 28. So a couple days ago, it was my 29th birthday, and do you do this as well? I find that January 1st, it feels like a restart. The start of like September and like that school season always feels like a restart just from growing up. But I always find my birthday also feels like a restart. And if you've listened to some recent solo episodes so far this year, you know that I kind of went through a bit of a whirlwind in the last few months. So I'm looking at this birthday as the real restart for me. And it's been nice over the last week or so to kind of reflect back on the past year. So from April 24th, 2021, right until April 24th, 2022. So yeah, it was interesting whenever I'm like trying to reflect back, I always like to go through my entire camera roll for my phone for the past year. And yeah, it was just like bringing back so many great memories. I think age 28, I learned a lot. And as I was looking through my phone, there were so many great memories. There were so many photos that I forgot about. And I started like favoriting them and thinking, wow, why didn't I post that photo? That's a great photo of me. Or, oh my God, that was so fun. Like having those memories and having like all those shared times with like friends and family. And yeah, it's kind of fun. I don't know if you do that, but sometimes it's nice to just scroll back through your phone over the past year and just like reflect on everything that went down and everything positive and also negative that happened in the past year of your life. So, as I said, today's episode is all about all of the life lessons and mantras and ups and downs I've had in the past year of my life during the age of 28. And when reflecting back, these are all the lessons that I learned from going through those times. And these are some of the learnings and growth that I'll be taking into the age of 29. And it's a fun year for me. It's the last year of this decade. And I've always said to all of my friends, I am super excited for my 30s, and not to wish time away or anything, but I just feel like my 30s, like, I don't know. I think you're just going to be the same type of delinquent, but with more money. That's how I look at your 30s. And also like, you give less fucks too, in my opinion. I feel like I give less fucks every single year and I really come into my own a lot more. So yeah, I'm sure people who know me probably feel that as well, or they probably think she's never given any fucks. So there's not really any left to give, which is also probably true. Anyways, all the life lessons that I have to share with you, they're kind of broken down into categories based on personal, based on relationships and friendships, career, and we also just have some general life lessons. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And hopefully you can gain some value and some insight into the life lessons that I've learned over the past year. And hopefully they will inspire you to, if you haven't learned this lesson yet, maybe you'll learn it today and maybe give you some great mantras to take into your everyday life. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so the first set of lessons I want to go through are more about personal lessons, just kind of a little bit spiritual, a little deeper, just overall general themes of lessons linking to more my personal life. So the number one lesson I learned during the age of 28 that is really going to stick with me for the rest of my life is judgment is a reflection on the parts of you actually dislike about yourself. So let that soak in for a second. So say if you see someone and you're like, oh my God, that girl is so talkative. She doesn't shut up. She needs so much attention at this party. Before you cast judgment, just think, is that actually something that you worry that people think about yourself? Because it probably is. A lot of the times when we judge people, it's actually the shadow that we don't like about ourselves. So that's a big one. So next time you judge someone, or next time someone's annoying you, or you're, like I said, casting judgment on someone, just check in with yourself and see if that's actually something you don't like about yourself. Number 2, have faith in the universe and know it will have your back. There's so many parts of my life during the age of 28 that I'm like, wow, these things really aren't working out. There's no flow. Like, I don't understand why this is happening, but it's always in hindsight that you realize, I see what was happening there. So just trust that. I'm a big believer that, yeah, you can create and manifest a lot of your life, but I think that sometimes you just have to let go and just trust that the universe is co-creating with you. Number 3, be unapologetic about your interests and hobbies. Who cares if people think it's strange? You have to be yourself and have one life. If you don't like a hobby or an interest and all of your friends do, who cares? If you like something that maybe none of your friends do, again, who cares? At the end of the day, this is your life. You have to love everything you do. So for me, I love video games. Like, I'm so weird. I have a Nintendo Switch. There's some nights that I just like want to sit down and play Animal Crossing. And yeah, a lot of my girlfriends are like, oh my God, I forget that about you. That's so strange. But I'm like, hey, I get a lot of joy out of this and I'm going to own that. And then another thing I really love is I love riding a bike. Like, I could get on a bike and just like go for a couple hours and just listen to a podcast and hang out by myself. Some people might think that's really strange and weird and a little bit like loner-ish, but hey, that's what I love to do. And I feel like a few years back, I probably would have just like kind of done the same like interests and hobbies as like my friends did. But if you have a hobby that no one else likes, just be okay with doing it alone. And like I said, this is your life. So you need to love every day that you spend doing it. Number 4, which was a big one for me, take more photos and videos. Like, you're creating memories, but take a second to actually capture that memory too. I find in all of the years of my 20s, like, I remember trying to put together my dating app profiles and be like, damn, I have like no photos of myself. So one thing I did this past year during the age of 28, I noticed as I was going through my camera roll is, wow, I took a lot more photos of myself. So don't shy away from, if you think you look great or if you're enjoying an afternoon doing something, like, don't feel shy to ask someone to take a photo of you and capture that memory. And also don't be shy about like being the friend that takes so many videos and always has their camera out. Like, your friends are going to appreciate it when you have so many memories captured. So like I said, take more photos of yourself, book photography shoots so that you have nice photos of yourself, because I know you won't regret them. So just get more photos. Number 5 is a big one that I'm still kind of learning. This is a newer lesson right at the end, probably in the last couple of months, but it's a big lesson. I feel like it's a big, big life lesson that I'm going to keep growing into. And that is to apologize. Be the first person to apologize and own that. Don't try to sit back and hold resentment and not forgive and not forget. Like, that's just so poisonous. Like, you don't get a gold star from holding on to resentment and anger. Like, you're just poisoning yourself. So I think, be the bigger person, take the higher road, apologize, and just have some more compassion for everyone. And again, don't hold that resentment, and genuinely forgive and genuinely forget and let it go and move on. Number 6, be present and be also mindful of the energy you're exuding. Think to yourself every time you enter a room, how do I want to be remembered after I leave this room? And be really conscious and mindful of the energy that you are exuding every time you are around other people. And that's not just in like a social situation. You're grabbing a coffee at a coffee shop, or you're in line at the grocery store. What energy are you exuding? Are you talking to people? Do you have good energy? Are you smiling? Like, are you kind? Just think through these things. Like, again, how do you want to be remembered as you leave this situation? Number 7, and this is a big one. If you've listened to a few episodes recently, again, this is a new one for me that I'm trying to own, and it's a life lesson I will be taking into 29 and continuously working on it. And that is, own your patterns and triggers. And instead of blaming others for how they're triggering you, you need to actively do something about them and do the work to heal those triggers. Number 8, be careful with your words and think before you speak or write. Words have a lot of power to them, like a lot. And once they're said, it's hard to take it back. I said a couple lessons before, apologize, but I mean, there's only so many times that you can apologize. Sometimes you just have to take a moment, pause, and really think before you speak or write. Number 9. This is a big one as well that I will be continuously working on this one. And it's stop getting caught up in your beauty on the outside. What about your beauty on the inside? That's the one that you should be spending the most work on. I find some of the most beautiful people that I know and I follow on Instagram, like objectively, they're not the hottest person I've ever seen, but there's something about them that you can tell that they are genuinely happy within, and that is genuinely glowing off them. And it just makes them so much more beautiful. And I've noticed that about people lately. And now I'm reflecting and thinking back, okay, how do I work on the beauty inside of me so that it genuinely and naturally exudes out? So that's another one that I will be actively bringing into the next year. Okay, the next set of lessons is all to do with my favorite topic ever, and that is relationships. So this is family, friendship, and romantic relationships, kind of a combination of all of them. And I mean, yeah, I spent the age of 28 learning a lot of these lessons. Oh, my life. Okay, so lesson number 10 in the category of relationships is don't waste time when you know in your heart this isn't it. You have to be okay with that. You can't look at things as lost time or sunk cost. The moment that you know deep down in your heart that this isn't it, you got to make a move and you got to call it quits. And you can't feel guilty about that. Number 11, kind of linked with that one, is be spontaneous and follow your heart a bit more. Your life can be a movie, and that's okay. And some movies have very dramatic middles and ends, but sometimes there's a lot of beautiful love parts of it too. So even if you lead with love and you open up your heart and you're vulnerable, yeah, it might blow up in your face and you might regret everything and you might want to close your heart afterwards, but don't have any regrets from any time that you've loved. Number 12. This is a big one, and it's all about keeping your family and close friends close to you and really building and investing in these relationships. I want you to pay attention to the people in your life who invest in your friendship, who reach out to you, who make an effort, and take notice of those people and reciprocate that investment and that effort. Your friendships, especially your girlfriends, are going to be there no matter what. So make sure you're investing time into them and building those deeper connections and prioritizing them. Number 13, kind of linked with that one, is have gratitude. If you care about someone, tell them. If you notice something that you love in a person, tell them. If you admire them, if they inspire you, tell them. No compliment is going to be wasted. So if you care about someone, if you appreciate them, if you have gratitude for them, just let them know. Number 14, I say this a lot and I mean it, and I will be taking this one to my grave. And it's that people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and only time will tell which category they end up in, and it's up to you to decide that too. Number 15, you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Follow the connections that are easy and that flow. And if someone doesn't really like you and you're not really getting good energy off them, just trust it. Don't force anything. Don't chase someone who's not open to you and receiving your love and things aren't flowing naturally. Just trust that the energy is off. And again, you don't have to change who you are to feel validated by someone. Just, again, you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Just be you. Number 16. I love how I say all of these life lessons are ones that I've learned in the age of 28, but I feel like I've learned them very recently and I'll still be learning them going into the next year. Number 16 is meet people where they are and see things for what they are. And further to that, stop romanticizing people's potential. Everyone listening, you know who you are. Stop emotionally masturbating to people's potential. I do it, you do it, we all do it, and we need to stop immediately. This is an epidemic. We get so caught up in what can be, what could be, what might be, but what about what it is today? So pay more attention to who people are today, how they're acting today, what they're giving you today, and just meet people where they are. Number 17, create your own closure and learn to self-soothe. You're not going to get closure every time you want closure. And if you want that closure from someone, you're probably going to be waiting a long time. So you need to teach yourself how to find that closure yourself. And trust me, you will be better off, and learn to self-soothe in the meantime, because that way you'll be able to move on a lot quicker. And it's nice not needing something from someone and giving that to yourself. Number 18 is also linked to that. And it's that expectations only lead to disappointments. Let me repeat that one. Expectations only lead to disappointments. If your expectations are low, you can be pleasantly surprised and you won't be disappointed. But if you have all of these expectations, these high expectations for your partner, for your friends, for your family, they don't know your damn expectations unless you tell them. So if they don't know your expectations, they are obviously not going to meet your expectations. So you're only hurting yourself when you have expectations that high. So just no expectations or very low. And just, again, meet people where they are. The last lesson in the category of relationships is a big one. So lesson 19, be honest with yourself about what you want in a partner and don't settle or have scarcity mindset. What you want is out there and it's worth waiting for. Stop settling. Stop having scarcity mindset, thinking what you want is not possible. You need to be authentic and real with yourself, because the way I see it, and I've realized this recently, I'm bad for this. I know it's not good, but I like to make a list of the type of person I want, the type of partner I want, and the values and the characteristics they have. And then I thought, there is someone out there. There's a guy out there that's sitting around with his guy friends saying, you know what? This is the type of girl I'm looking for. She has this. She does this. She kind of looks like this. Her family dynamic is this. And he's listing it all out, and he kind of knows what he wants too. And there's someone out there that's doing that. And what they're describing is exactly you. Think about that for a minute. If you're sitting here describing the type of partner you want, that partner is out there somewhere. But there's also someone out there that's describing literally what they want, and they're describing literally you. That's cool, hey? And then I thought about this a little bit further. If we start authentically being who we are, then the people who actually want to be with us are going to find us easier. They're going to find us more easily. And I thought lately, I feel like I'm maybe not being like who I actually am. So maybe I'm attracting like not really the guy that I want. But if I actually start being who I am, maybe I'll attract who I actually want. Wow, genius, hey? My God. So with this, I thought, let's reverse engineer this a little bit. So if there's a person out there describing you for their dream partner, what type of person is describing you right now? And where can you find them? So sit with that. Think about that a little bit. And yeah, it got me thinking a lot, and it makes me really excited, and it helps me reduce that scarcity mindset, and it helps me feel okay with being authentically me. The next set of life lessons over the past year is all to do with career. So lesson number 20, when a door opens for you, don't question if you belong there or if you deserve it. If you didn't belong there, or if you didn't actually deserve it, that opportunity would have never presented itself. So know that you belong and know that this opportunity was meant for you. Number 21, a big lesson I learned is that I want to lead my business with a lot of professionalism and really lead with serving people. I've learned over the past year to not take people's frustrations personally. I work in the business of real estate where emotions are always high, and it takes a lot to keep the peace, have patience. My God, patience is something I've learned a lot of over the past year, but it's important to always take the high road and not to respond to people from emotion. So if emotions are high, it's important to sit back, let the emotions settle, and then respond. Number 22, prioritize yourself and your goals. You can spend your whole day doing things for everyone else, but if you're not doing and prioritizing the things that are going to move your career and move the needle for you, you're going to live your entire life just doing everything for everyone else. So you need to prioritize yourself first and get what you need to get done first. And then you'll have time and energy for everyone else. The time is going to pass regardless. So if you don't start chasing your dreams and creating your dream life, then it'll never happen. So please, please prioritize your career goals and prioritize what you want to achieve. Number 23, this is a very cliche life lesson when it comes to careers, but there's so much truth in it. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. Because if you can come up with it, if you can visualize it, if you can dream it up, it is so possible to achieve. If you couldn't have dreamed it up, then there's no realm of possibility it could have happened. So if you can dream it, you can achieve it. So just know that whatever you set your mind to, you can do it. So we're getting close to the ends of all of the life lessons. And these last few are just general mantras that I hope you can take into your life. And I hope they resonate with you a lot. So lesson number 24, give and share without any expectations of receiving. Life isn't penny for penny, and stop keeping score. If you want more love, give more love. If you want more money, give more money, and so on. What you want more of, give more of it. Number 25, this is the one that I also need to spend more time learning, is just book the flight and go. Stop dreaming of places you want to go. Stop saying that, oh, I'll do that someday. I'll go there someday. Oh, wow, that sounds amazing. Maybe I'll do it. Just book it. The money is going to be spent regardless, somewhere, somehow. Prioritize spending it on travel and creating experiences and memories. And again, you can make more money later. Go and make the memories. Lesson number 26. Life is often in the seemingly meaningless moments. The most beautiful parts of life is happening when you don't even realize it's happening. It's getting ice cream on a summer evening and you think back and you're like, wow, that was a beautiful time. Or it's just walking to get a coffee and just having a good chat and just being peaceful. Like, this is what life is all about. And stop planning for the big moments and really relish in the small moments. The second last life lesson, number 27, is live in the moment more. Stop getting so caught up with your strict plans and strict itineraries, and this person needs to be here and you're doing this at this time. Let it go and let life flow a little bit more. And also trust that the coincidences of life aren't just coincidences. They're happening for a reason. And finally, my last lesson and mantra, number 28. And this is a big one that I really want to hit home for you. Number 28, wake up every day and claim the day. You decide how the day is going to play out. You tell yourself you're going to be happy today. It's going to be a great day. Wake up every day and claim the day for what you want. You are the creator of your own reality. You decide it's going to be a great day and claim it. Wake up and say, today is going to be a great day. And you'll be shocked that it actually is a great day. So decide today that you'll be happy. Wake up and decide your emotions. Stake a claim in how the day is going to play out. And I can guarantee you, no matter what comes your way, you've already claimed that it's going to be a great day. So that is the lens that you're going to see the day in. So there you have it. Those are 28 life lessons that I've learned during the age of 28. Some may say after hearing this that I am wise beyond my years, but oftentimes it takes reflecting back on what is happening, what has happened to you, and seeing, I know this is cliche, but seeing the silver linings in everything. The premise of this entire podcast is no matter what life throws at you, you're going to be okay. When life ebbs, you will glow. And just knowing that life is going to be up and down, and then you really don't have much control over that. It's all about in how you perceive what life is throwing at you and how you come out on the other side. So take today to reflect back on the last year of your life and think, are any of the lessons that I said today lessons that you've also learned and maybe just haven't put words to it? Think back to everything that you've been through in the past year, because I know if you sit down with yourself and just think, you've learned a lot of life lessons as well. And every year, life is going to throw you some more, and be excited about that. Be excited to learn, be excited to grow, be excited to evolve. So I hope you loved today's episode. If you did, please make sure to share this with a friend who will also get value from it. And don't hesitate to reach out and tell me that you are loving the podcast. I love hearing from everyone. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day, and I can't wait to chat again next week. Bye. Did you know that I'm not only a podcast host, but in my full-time career, I am a Toronto-based real estate agent. In 2021, I closed 100 deals. Yes, you heard that correctly, 100. So if you or someone you know is a busy professional looking to get into the Toronto real estate market and looking to work with a realtor who values your time, make sure to reach out to me and let's get connected. And in the meantime, we'll see you here back next week.